sale on pool memberships. We usually have a postcard that comes out, and that will come out sometime later this month, and usually goes to people who have had memberships in the past. And then we're also targeting people who have been members before and didn't join last year for whatever reason. So those postcards are going to be coming out, and that has our early bird rate that if you get your memberships before April 30th or before May 1st, they're $10 cheaper for a family and $5 cheaper for an individual. And that's the way we've always done it since the beginning of time. We give everybody a break before April 30th, and then the new rate kicks in.
Is it on the water bills too? My little card that goes out will say that.
Put it on the water bills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that only for prior members, or anybody can take advantage of that?
Anybody can take advantage.
Anybody?
Yes, anybody.
You gonna
And
get
we'll
us some
have-
better weather this year, Bob?
I guarantee it.
Okay, alright.
Hey, John, can we charge him for putting that on the water bill?
What'd you say his rate
You
was?
know, over the years, I kept a tab of everything we did for the water department, and I hate to show you the bill.
I was gonna see next month about getting something about people returning their census forms, but I think I'll hold off on that.
And we will turf your yard next time. Right now, we are reviewing applications for the pool. I'm getting a record request from people. My children are 14 and 16 this summer, so they're in that age group where I know a lot of the parents. So I'm getting a lot of requests for people that want to work there. But we have always had a lot of applications for the pool. I mean, a lot. And now, since minimum wages went up in the last couple of years, it's not a bad deal. You know, $7.30 an hour for the lowest paid person there is a decent wage. So.
Well, how many do you employ?
Over 100. Over 100.
Okay.
And that's a lot of the reasons are because we hire teenage kids and they're involved in a lot of different activities. And it's hard to find. Everybody always wants to just hire like 20 kids and working 40 hours a week, right? But it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
They're all involved in one thing or another. So, and we're pretty flexible back there, and I think that's why we get a lot of applications too, because the kids can take vacations and whatever they need to do. But I think a lot of the parents really like that their kids can pick up a few dollars, working at the pool.
That's another plus the Heath Pool has in this area is we hire so many kids now. It used to be years ago we hired maybe 30 kids or something. You go back 20 years ago, so you're hiring a lot. That's an economic impact. You always got to remember that. Even if the pool lost $10,000, you're probably paying the kids $20,000 or $30,000 back in this community. Plus you're helping your parents out.
Right.
Plus you're babysitting kids. So that pool is a very valuable asset in this community, even though you have it operates at a deficit.
Usually we don't, so we're still pretty much paying the debt service, and so it's been a very positive thing. But it does. A lot of kids do like working there, and we are flexible with their schedule. But I would say if you know anybody that wants to work before, you better get your applications in like this week, because we'll probably shut it off here pretty soon.
Can you talk to the council about what Phil's been doing to this point?
Well, Phil goes out and recruits too. I mean, we have a pool manager who's been there since 1971. He wasn't the manager the first year, but he's worked there since 1971. And so we have a lot of experience. And Jane Kruger has been there for
About a year or two after him.
Yeah, and so we have a lot of experienced people, and they know the pool inside and out. Though they had to relearn some things with the new additions to the pool, how to handle bigger crowds. But that was a good thing. But Phil goes out and recruits employees, and he sets up times to go to the schools. And he'll go to Heath and North Catholic and Newark and Lakewood and those surrounding schools, and sit at a table and give out applications to the kids. So that's one of the things that he does now. And then he also just prepares things in general. There's a lot of decisions to be made before we open. Who we're getting our pizza from, we or Coke or Pepsi. I mean, since we've done the improvements with the pool, we've become a lot more competitive. A lot more people want to sell the products at our pool. So now we can almost bid those items out and get the best deal for us. And right now stuff too, but a lot of the stuff is just recruiting, and then he gets all the names, and he breaks them down to guards, lifeguards, concession people who wanna take life-saving, potential, future guards, he breaks it all down and has it all figured out, and then we hire those kids accordingly, because we have to keep that pool of lifeguards.
Yeah.
And we've had people come to us and ask for the people we didn't hire, so they could have those applications, so they could hire them at their pool. But we have never had a problem, getting.
Doesn't Phil and Jane help train them too, because they're certified to
They
do that, for the
do,
life-saving?
They do. Phil teaches the life-saving, Jane teaches them first aid. They're both WSIs. And,
They're doing a WSI course this year too.
Yeah. And we also teach swimming lessons through the Red Cross. It's a minimal, I mean, it's went up now, I think it's about $15 for swimming lessons. But, all those are volunteers. Everybody volunteers their time for that. So there's a lot of good things that have happened at the pool, and Phil is, I match him with anybody as far as pool chemistry goes. If the pool, our pool never really gets out of whack, people call him, like a lot of the hotels will call him in and say, and John knows this kind of stuff too, that, water can get messed up pretty quick if the chemicals are wrong. And, Phil can just kinda look at the water and pretty much tell you what the pH is and what you need to do. I mean, it's how good he is,
Pretty good.
I've always, obviously, for Heath residents, I encourage Heath residents to become members, it's a good deal. But I'm surprised at how many memberships we have from people who do not live in Heath, and from how far away
Yeah.
some of those memberships come. That pool in the summer is definitely a magnet for bringing people to the city, and obviously, we hope that they purchase concessions in the concession stand, but if not, they may be going to Burger King or Dairy Queen or wherever, McDonald's, and so it's a good thing for the city, I think.
Before we did the improvements, it was around 50% of 50% was Heath residents that joined the pool, 45 Newark, and 5% Granville, and a few other areas. We drew maybe, Hebron, maybe 10 miles at the most. When we did the improvements, the residents went down to about 40%, but that's because we drew from a larger area. We expanded at least close to 30 miles, because we have people in Pickerington and Pataskala and Zanesville drive to our pool, that are members to our pool.
Oh, absolutely. I know a family that comes from New Concord to the pool.
Is that right?
And,
Just shopping.
Yes, and another family that, when they take their vacation down, I think it's Hocking Hills or whatever, their kids always say, are we gonna go to the Heath pool, and they come out of Youngstown.
Wow.
And they're doing it again this year, the kids wanna make sure they go to the Heath pool.
Well, I've mentioned to Bob before, and before we moved to Heath, we lived just north of Kissimmee, Florida, and there was a public pool there, obviously that was open quite a bit longer than ours is, but in all honesty, our pool, doesn't take a back seat to the one that we went to there. It has all the stuff that it really is a nice facility.
And we've always taken pride, and that goes before I was the department head. My old boss, Roger Matthews, always made sure the pool looked really good. And Doug Kruger has been our maintenance guy, and he's done an absolutely wonderful job. My thing is, I want flowers, I want it to look good. Doug, we have a maintenance crew that comes in the morning, and Doug directs them, and hopefully he's coming back.
I think he is.
Is he? Because we're gonna
He's
twist
there
his
as long
arm.
as Jane's there.
Yeah. But anyway, we
I think
really
it's
take
choice.
pride in that part too, and trying to keep as clean as we can.
Plus Jane and Phil really keep a handle on the people there. They don't let things get out of hand. It's a safe place to go. You don't have problems there. You go to some places, I won't say Holland or Pullman, but some places get pretty bad, and they keep everything under control there. It's a nice place for people and family to be. Bob, I was gonna ask you, are the swim teams still using it too?
We're negotiating with one swim team right now.
Is there any chance of opening up the residents to business owners in town, like anybody that pays a water bill? I'm just thinking promoting the pool
Right.
more.
At the rec center, we had at one time we had a corporate membership. Now, I know a lot of communities have corporate memberships. Now, we haven't, looked at that, but that's definitely a possibility.
Last summer, we talked to quite a few business owners that, were real interested in having a pool membership and would really, love to get they pay the taxes here, they pay a water bill.
They don't live here.
They don't live here, and they would like to bring their kids
Oh,
in.
so they wouldn't get the Heath resident price.
That's what I'm
That's what
saying.
they're looking for.
No, the
It-
business owners can
just-
get.
Yeah, be an incentive to the
And/or
business owner.
employees.
Anybody that pays taxes here ought to have a shot